yourself? Are you looking for a way to spread out the risk in your portfolio? Well, then think about dividend reinvestment plans or DRIPs. They've been around a very long time, but there are a number of different ways to play. Vita Nelson is co-manager of a mutual fund that does just that. It's the MP63, Vita, right? The DRIP X is the ticker symbol. Because I know that this is just an offshoot of dividend reinvesting and the website that you run, but does a mutual fund make sense with dividend reinvestments, or you just go straight to the company?
Well, we think it's much better to go straight to the company. The reason we organized the MP63 fund, DRIP-X, is because people needed a custodian for their IRA investing. So these were basically subscribers to the money paper who said, could you start a bank, a trust company or something, so that we could drip through you into the companies and you would act as custodian, but it was too hard to organize a bank, so we organized the fund, and it invests only in DRIP companies, and it invests in a DRIP style because people keep sending money to it, so that we're funding the stocks all the time and people are funding their accounts all the time.
But in this day and age, with all the exchange-traded funds out there, and I looked at this fund, expense ratio of 0.88%. This is according to Morningstar. You can buy the SPDR, the S&P 500 exchange-traded fund, for 0.08%. It just, to me, it doesn't make any sense to pay that kind of money for this DRIP fund.
We feel the same way, except that our fund has outperformed the S&P. We believe that DRIP stocks are better intrinsically than stocks in general. We actually set up an index. It was the DRIP index in 1994. And we followed that index and compared it with the other indexes. And our index outperformed all the others. And then in 1999, we started the fund with those very same companies.
Well, because you choose 63 companies from 1,200. How do you separate the wheat from the chaff, though?
Well, as any fund manager would do, we analyze them in the traditional manner. We look at the fundamentals of the companies. We try to pick the market leaders in every industry that we have represented in the fund. And there are DRIP stocks in virtually every industry. So we have a very broad representation, and the stocks that we've selected are the market leaders.
But what do you get in this fund that you would not get with just any, maybe don't say the S&P, but there are plenty of other very diversified, super cheap, exchange-traded or just regular index funds out there that have also outperformed?
Well, I guess you get our management, and our subscribers have known us for many years. We've been publishing for 25 years. We have a great reputation for picking good companies, but also keeping our expenses very low, really having shareholders in mind. The reason we initiated talk about dividend reinvestment plans and even organized a brokerage to help people get a single share of stock so they could qualify to enter the no-fee DRIPs is because we had shareholders in mind.
Vita, thank you for being here. Vita Nelson, co-manager of a mutual fund that does DRIPs. That's what it is. The MP63 fund, if you're interested. How big is Ike?